Welcome back to this exciting episode of Changing Lives. We are joined from Los Angeles with Adrian Maizey, the CEO of Starbucks Southern Africa. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
That's really exciting. So I must tell you, my brother lives in San Diego in Ocean Beach, and every opportunity I get, I'm down there and I'm absolutely loving it. And obviously having my coffee there has been a highlight. And being an entrepreneur, having coffee in the morning or working from coffee shops was an absolute must. How did COVID affect the entrepreneurs and that coffee culture that is so incredible in the area?
Yeah, COVID for us, and from a South African perspective, you could really see us that third place, the idea of where the entrepreneur gets to work. We do have these large, beautiful stores in South Africa, and you've seen people migrate to work there. And then there's a downside to that, in that they monopolize the space, and we have to pivot and try to get them to actually buy more coffee than just use our free Wi-Fi. But it really has at least filled the space up, and we're glad to offer an oasis of sorts during these difficult times, and hopefully they'll become loyal customers going forward.
The interesting dynamic that I want to find out about, though, from a marketing strategy perspective, has that whole entire strategy shifted now post-COVID?
For us, so speaking again from a South African Starbucks lens, the shift is to start serving individuals through the omni-channel, through the mobile and order pay app, so you can grab and go and move up. We have a much smaller store footprint, and you'll see the new stores rolling out aren't those big 500 square meter stores anymore, but far smaller. And we moved into the neighborhoods. So historically, the Sandtons, the Rosebanks, your central locations where big offices and malls, you'll now see us in the neighborhoods, the strip malls, conveniently located for yourself.
From a South African perspective, I think we miss that sort of sitting down and chatting over a coffee, or having a coaching session over a coffee and all those types of things, or, having that communication. And so, I think to bring that back would be incredible. How do you think we're going to recover from this post-COVID? Do you think it's ever going to come back to normal?
I do think we will go back to normal. I'm surprised at how quickly it's happened. Yeah, I was thinking, what are the social, mental impact of being isolated for so long, wearing face masks, and I'm absolutely shocked at how quickly it's changed. So I think as a South African consumer, to your earlier point of sitting down, having a coffee, we will always build a cafe type setup, because for South Africans, I think sitting down, coaching, interviewing, interacting, having a place to go is more the ethos and consistent with the culture than it is in America, which is very much a grab and go society and culture. So I don't see us veering too far away, but there won't be the 500 square meter stores. There'll be the 100 square meter store. So the new Woodland store in Pretoria, 129, you can sit down, have that nice conversation with friends. But it will be on a smaller scale, and there will be in the neighborhoods, but still serving the need to interact with one another.
That whole feeling of going now and changing to more that grab and go coffee culture, I think is something it might take on in Southern Africa. When I was in New York, there's one at every corner, you're kind of grabbing a coffee, and I was just experiencing all the different types of coffees. And I think that could maybe take on here. There's a lot of walking people, a lot of walk and talk, and I think we're doing walk and talk meetings, and when we're working from home, there's a lot of that going on. So we're getting out onto the streets a lot more. So I'm loving the fact that you're bringing it into the neighborhoods, and then we can actually start experiencing that. And there's also a lovely running culture that's taking place now that I've picked up on. So I'm really excited about that. One takeout you want to leave with the Southern African market, just a little bit of a motivational something from you before we close off?
On a motivation level, I think what I can say is, for those that are coming through COVID and feel that it's been a really difficult time, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Normality is going to come back, and I'm seeing it here. I'm seeing it on all my travels around the world, and Starbucks can hopefully bring to them some sense of normality and comfort and safety and a way to interact with one another. And maybe that is the starting point for the change back to normal. So I think positivity wise and motivation wise, keep your head down, stick through it, and there is light at the end of the tunnel.
That is incredibly motivational. Thank you so much. We really appreciate your time. We know you're incredibly busy, and so thankful you were with us on Changing Lives.
My pleasure. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you.